hear a lot that the upfront in the States is sold out, that there's a dearth of premium inventory. What is this? What are the factors sort of moving towards this more automated sales marketplace?
I think I'd agree with part of that, maybe disagree with other parts. I think there's definitely a move toward a more automated kind of approach to how the major broadcasters, the major media owners are looking to sell their inventory. And that, the consistencies tend to be cross-device, using data to unify how they sell cross-device. The notion that there is a dearth of high-quality inventory is probably where I would disagree. I think the thing we're seeing most from our customers, people like AT&T, people like Bell, Rogers, people like Sky, is that they actually are quite sold out. There's really a lack of high quality inventory, and what they're trying to do is maximize the yield off of a very finite amount of supply. It's actually, in one of the most kind of interesting contrasts, has been a fundamentally different problem than was faced with things like display, which one could argue are quite infinite. And it's it's a very different problem than someone like Google has solved with search or with display, arguably.
Cool. And so what are the implementations that you're seeing? What's the sort of the range? And I know which is really a challenge because there's so many different demands and regulatory issues and business practices in different markets. But what are some of the big trends you're seeing?
There are differences, no doubt, but actually there are probably more consistencies than we're seeing than differences. And I think it's been the broadcaster community and the kind of, I guess, super premium inventory owner community who are selling media. The consistencies in what they're doing across the major, call it 10 TV markets around the world, are pretty remarkable, actually. What you're finding is pretty much all of these technologies built up different siloed businesses and different media types. So they had their TV business, and they had their online video business, and they had their mobile business, and the more progressive ones have digital out-of-home businesses, and they had naturally ad-serving technologies that lived within each one of those silos. Where they're now challenged, and really where we've been brought in to work, in combination with a lot of those ad-serving technologies, is to unify those things, to bring a level of intelligence that kind of elevates above any kind of point solution in terms of ad decisioning or ad delivery, and actually act as how you use audience data to unify those things. So if you're a big broadcaster or you're a big MVPD cable operator who has data as well as content, it's the notion that you can use that data and unify your content for yourself as well as a whole bunch of other players in the market. In the last 2 years, we've seen a dramatic kind of change in our business, just as the supply side, the media seller, especially these super premium guys have kind of come to the table and are looking for technology. Where up until that point, I don't think they were. And I'd love to say that it was purely about opportunity. I think that was part of it. I do think fear played a major part in it, and is playing a major part in it. I mean, there's no secret that Google sees intermediaries like television networks as being unnecessary. And a lot of the kind of customers that are coming to us are looking to kind of say, hey, we have legacy ad serving technologies. That's not going to be enough to defeat $10 billion in R&D investment by Google every year. So that's really, I think it definitely is a factor. I think it's a factor that comes up in pretty much every one of our discussions, is our knowledge of Google and Facebook and how what we're doing helps a broadcaster compete against that.
And where does that stand? What do you think in terms of telling your story and getting through? And
I mean, just in terms of kind of the sheer volume of kind of client wins we've had, and kind of where the volume kind of, our business was probably 100%, 95% demand side 3 years ago. Now it's pretty balanced, and that's just in terms of how much the supply side and the media seller side of the industry has really kind of jumped into this in a very good way, full force. Which has been great. So for us, I don't think we see that trend reversing itself anytime soon. I don't think we see the need for them as media sellers to crack into multi-device audience targeting changing anytime soon. I don't anticipate Google going out of business anytime soon or giving up on breaking the back of the TV industry anytime soon. That seems to be a long-run plan for them to get into that market. And that, for us is, while it presents great challenges competitively and we have to be more nimble, it presents great opportunity for us as well, as there are a lot of customers who don't want to be disintermediated by Google.